Canada's first sovereign wealth fund.
Did you know that you'll soon be able to invest in a Government of Canada fund?
If you have a bit of extra money, we'll make it easy for you to invest in the fund.
On April 27th, the federal government of Canada announced that it is creating what it calls a sovereign wealth fund.
We'll invest alongside the private sector in nation-building projects to create wealth for Canadians today and our kids tomorrow.
So far, the details of the project aren't quite clear. Where the money will be coming from, how it will be managed, and what projects will be invested in by what companies have all yet to be set out and clarified. The government did say that a new Crown corporation will be created to manage the fund, which will be run by a CEO and a board of directors. The Canada Strong Fund hasn't come without its fair share of critics. For example, Canada's proposed sovereign wealth fund isn't like typical funds that are similar to this one. It has been compared in large part to Norway's sovereign wealth fund. However, Norway started its fund from a surplus and it's investing globally.
This will be a Government of Canada fund.
Currently, it is unclear where Canada will be getting the money to fund its sovereign wealth fund, especially since the federal government is operating on a deficit. $67 billion for the fiscal year of 2025 to 2026. Additionally, most sovereign wealth funds invest globally, whereas Canada's version intends to feed back into the nation's infrastructure projects.
The fund will be professionally managed and operate as an arm's-length independent Crown corporation.
Critics are also wary about management and oversight. For example, Norway's wealth fund is managed by a strict code of ethics. However, nothing of that manner has yet been announced by the Canadian government.
We have a very constant investment philosophy. And I think that's really one of the success factors behind the fund, is that our investment mandate is widely anchored. So all the political parties agree on kind of the big guidelines, the main guidelines for the fund.
Canada's major projects will mostly be built by private companies.
Finally, when it comes to private business, there is question of how businesses will be selected when it comes to contracts and awarding those contracts, and whether there will be established conflicts of interest.
Canada Strong Fund will invest alongside the private sector in nation-building projects.
So while the Canada Strong Fund appears to be one way to fund Canadian infrastructure projects, time will tell whether or not it will be successful.